I just made my coffee. This is usually what I come out and do in the mornings. I like to sit with the sun when it's warm enough. It's 43 degrees out here, so usually if it's like 40 and above, I'll brave it. I have a blanket, I have my coat, and I have my warm coffee, and it's so beautiful out here. So I come out, I leave my phone inside, I let the sun touch my skin every single day for about 20 to 30 minutes. It just starts off my day in the best way. When I tell you I go inside and I'm transitioning into working and I'm like buzzing in the best way, my whole nervous system is just tuned up in the right ways. I can tell the biggest difference when I don't come out here. My mood sways a little bit more. I'm a little bit less regulated. Perfect way to start my day. The reason I'm coming on today is just to have coffee and chat and intuitive thoughts come through. I've been such a planner lately in my life and planning these videos as well. It has to stay very organized in my mind if I'm gonna show up on time. If an idea comes through, I write it down right away because I don't want to lose it. A lot of ideas, unless they're like really pulling me, will actually get left behind in my little notebook of everything, of the way that I keep track of myself. I really just wanted to come on and do a really laid back video today, just because everything on my social media channels just feels so clean and precise, and that's not really who I am. And I think what inspired this yesterday was just seeing a creator I really like, and she posted on her story, social media is fake, and her whole face was breaking out, and it's so real. I didn't get ready for this. I woke up like this. That's the beautiful part of life that we're missing, the disconnect, at least I'm missing when it comes to posting on this platform, is just my humanness and the messiness that is not fully cleaned up, that has a messy home. Our yard outside of our camper is not fully cleaned up. I live in a camper with my partner and we travel around the country, and there's been so much shame around that in my body. It's never been classy to live in a trailer. I think just the word trailer has meaning to me. Our lives seem so unconventional to so many. I tend to judge myself, just question what I'm doing. I'm getting to live in the mountains. We've been going to the beach weekly. It's incredibly beautiful. I could not afford to live in a house in a place like this. We are making the inside of our space so beautiful, and that's what matters. Do you feel safe there? Does your life feel good there? That goes for anyone who may be living in a more unconventional way, or you feel shame around your space, your place that you call your home. All I have to say is, as long as it's safe, as long as you enjoy coming home to it and you have joy in your life, that's really all that matters at the end of the day. I think that's another pressure of the thing we all use, the internet. You see beautiful, beautiful homes and cozy spaces. It's so instantaneous. We've been renovating this for a year and a half. It's still not done, and that's because real life has to keep happening. Something I realized 2 weeks ago, and I've probably realized it before, is I'm not passionate about DIY in this way. It's hard. It's no joke, and it is hard. And so I just don't know how badly I want to do something like this again, and that could always change. I'm at a very transitional point in my life where I'm figuring a lot out. I'm figuring out who I am again. I'm figuring out how to regulate my nervous system, like truly regulate my nervous system for the first time in my life. I think I've had a better hold on it at certain points in my life unknowingly because I was meditating or processing. I feel like for the first time in my life, I'm genuinely feeling my nervous system and what it is to have a very heightened nervous system. At some point in time, or at multiple points in time, my nervous system was completely completely rewired in a very heightened way. I can just picture all of my cells freezing up and shaking, almost saying, what is happening to us right now? I can fully remember multiple times in my life where that happened. We're undoing that right now, especially when you live that way for a certain amount of time and it becomes normal. Something I am getting better at is loud noises used to always send my nervous system to where it's like my skin was crawling, my shoulders felt incredibly tense. Now I'm doing better with that. Or when my dogs bark at night when my partner comes home, I'm doing a lot better with that. They're gonna bark, they're dogs. And somewhere in me, I had to accept that and I had to breathe through it. I like to do a check-in with my body each day, and today my jaw is tense. Pushing myself is a habit I cannot get away from. I really need to check myself. And so I did an interior design job in California, an hour and a half from where we are in California. Stayed there for 4 days. I should have taken a 2-day break after of no work, and I didn't do that. It's my 3rd day being home and it's gonna be a work day today. Tomorrow will be my day off. So I'm gonna do a lot of video editing today, and I have a sewing project I want to finish. I made the cutest bag last night out of a pair of pajamas. I got the pajamas for Christmas from the thrift store for $3. Today I'm gonna finish making the shorts, so I kept the pants top and it just happened very perfectly. I didn't mean to do that. I was just cutting and then the pants cut into shorts perfectly. So I'm gonna add ruffles onto the shorts today, and I might do a liner inside the bag. The sewing project that I did last night just reminded me I like to make stuff. I'm the type of person who grew up wanting things to be very perfect. I don't know where that came from. My parents did not put that kind of pressure on me, and I've carried that into my adulthood, just wanting things to be so perfect. And I think that that leaks into my content. When I was doing the sewing project in the past, I've got so frustrated with sewing because I wanted it to be so perfect. I wanted the stitching to be completely straight, everything to just look so good on the bones, the inside. What I realized when I was doing my sewing project last night is I don't need that. I just wanted to make something. It wasn't perfect and it was just made. The stitches aren't perfect. You just cannot put so much pressure on yourself as a human, at least from experience. It just doesn't turn out well for me. I end up watching it back or looking at a painting and I'm like, wow, you could have done so much better. Where's the part of you that needs to show up and say, I'm proud of you? Because we all need that. Deep down in my bones, I know I'm an amazing creator who's just learning and showing up. I envy the creators who don't care as much and they just create. That's definitely who inspires me. I think the art that creators make that's really perfect is beautiful and it inspires me, but I envy those who don't care as much. I'm inspired by those who film and don't do their hair or have acne or their place is a little messy in the background, like their space that they live in is a little more messy because it's real. I want to be the full spectrum. I want to be able to create really, really beautiful art, and I want to be able to create things that aren't perfect. I tend to trash things. Like if I create something that's not perfect, I actually tend to trash it. That's a habit that's hard to break. The sun feels really good. I saw a Facebook post this morning that really inspired me. It was just talking about how we need to be teaching our kids skills like good sleep, full night of sleep, how to regulate anxiety, how to regulate the nervous system, and putting a halt to diagnosing kids with disorders. I feel like a disorder, in my mind, I won't speak for everyone, can make you think that something's wrong with you when you just haven't been given the tools to give your mind and your body the best possible chance to feel healthy. And then it was going on to say, before giving pills, we need to be teaching our kids skills. I reposted it, and at first I thought, is this gonna offend anyone? Because so many people are taking that route when things feel out of sorts with their children. I'm not a parent, so I don't know, but I do know what it is to think something's wrong with me when I just haven't had the tools accessible to myself. Even if someone's jaw is hurting, it's not their first thing to sit and breathe with it, to rub it. My shoulders have been really, really tense lately, and my first instinct is to massage them. Even if my partner's not here, I'll sit down in front of the mirror, turn everything off, breathe, massage, because my body's asking for something from me. It's bypassed by most humans. It's thought of as my back's in pain, and they just keep going. Well, what about stretching? What about meditating? What about rolling out, massaging, sitting? A lot of emotions are stored inside of our bodies. It's definitely where I hold tension and stress. It's so easy to assume we have this or that, but a lot of humans are not questioning the root. I do want to say that I think the sun, when you sit in it, I think it exposes your inner truths. It feels like it clears out and touches the things that need attention, or the things that want to come through, the things that feel like God, the things that feel like your innermost workings, your deepest creative thoughts, or your aha moments. Whenever I sit in the sun, I just feel like I am unveiled to myself. I think it's because it's so pure. And I feel like I'm slowly getting back to my roots of being connected to spirit and God and just the magic of life that we can only feel. I do believe we can see, but it's such a felt thing. For so long, it was full on spirit. I am living in spirit. I am breathing spirit, my spiritual practice. I am this. And then I started to get turned off by that, and I pulled it back so much. And I'm like, where is my human? Where is she? And I really got to know my human, and I let anger and frustration and anxiety and nervousness and joy and just the full spectrum of being a human come out. I stepped back from consuming that type of content. And when I say that type of content, I mean anything spiritual. You need a balance, right? And when you consume only one thing, you become that, but you forget who you are. So I feel like I had to scale it back, find my human, and now we're finding that balance, and I'm finding who I am at the core, and I'm consuming way less. And I'm asking myself, what does it mean to me to be spiritual? What does it mean to me to have a relationship to God? Because it gets so confusing. It turned me off completely to my relationship to spirituality because I was consuming so much, because I was forgetting why I started my spiritual journey, why I started my spiritual practice. It was for hope. It was for magic. I want that beautiful balance between the human and spirit and the magic around me and my prayers. How I'm doing that is consuming. I hardly have anything on my feed that is in that realm, if anything at all. It's very much like crafts, outfits, just the cutie people that I've found along the way that inspire me in their personalities. Just really finding my way back home to my intuition, my voice, so that that relationship is between me and spirit, and it's not being so influenced by so many people on the internet. I think at one point my platform was me giving advice out, sharing so heavily about my own spiritual practice, and I've scaled back so much. It's not for me to give anyone advice. It's not for me to be anyone's guide, at least at this point in my life, or even at that point in my life. I've scaled back so much on what I share because it's just for me right now. And I've wanted to share that for so long because that was what my channel and my platforms were mainly about. I've just wanted to give some clarity on that because I've fully pulled back. I'm learning my boundaries again and what I want to share. It's feeling like it's naturally coming to an end for my voice and my mind. I want to enjoy the rest of my coffee just in silence. Thank you for sitting with me and listening. The little community that I'm building here is so beautiful to me. I will say it again and again and again, but YouTube just feels like where I'm supposed to be right now. It feels safe and supportive. If you've been here the whole time, if you're just joining, I'm so close to 500 subscribers and I'm so excited to hit that number. I remember when I first hit like 100 subscribers and it happened very quickly because of a short I had posted. It was such a celebration. So every time I hit, let's say, a new 100 subscribers, it's amazing. It's amazing to see each of you flocking in and just being a part of my journey. Thank you.